Hello, Teacher Max here again, and welcome to today's video where I hope we can improve your listening ability by presenting you with a story which I will be telling, and then there will be a questionnaire at the end of the story which you will need to answer. Our story today revolves around a folk tale. Now, if you have watched the previous videos, you will have noticed folk tales come in a variety of forms, but we will be discussing a fable. Now, the fables, they are also short stories that have been passed down from generation to generation, from families to families, and sometimes they are altered, they are changed a bit, but they are important because they teach us morals and lessons. They instruct and teach people to recognize our bad habits and how we can overcome them. So today's story is actually another of my favorites because I grew up with this story, The Tiger and the Rabbits. Please listen carefully as we begin. Not so long ago, in a vast open plain on the other side of the world, a large group of animals lived dispersed over the magnificent green hills and landscapes. Some of the animals lived in the tallest or on the tallest mountains as the clouds tore past the peaks of the mountains, and other animals liked to roam lower down along the wetlands or the marshlands closer to the riversides. Now, on this particular day, many animals lived in this grassland. In the summertime, the grassland will turn a lovely bright brown and perhaps even a darker shade of brown. But however, in the wintertime, when there was an abundance of rain, the grassland would naturally change colors back to its gorgeous green self. Many of the animals that lived in this grassland were acquainted, they were familiar with each other, and they were friendly. However, there was one animal which the other animals avoided at all cost. High in the mountains, a tiger lived. All the other animals were aware of the tiger and they avoided him. They did not dare go near the tiger's den. But the tiger always noticed the animals far below, and on this particular day, he felt like he should assert his dominance. He should let the animals know who is the strongest and the most powerful. So, instead of staying closer to the higher landscapes of the mountains, he wandered down and he made sure the animals noticed that he was coming. One animal in particular that was always out of his grasp was the quick, speedy rabbit. The tiger walked very arrogantly down the mountainside, roared loudly, making vicious sounds until he came to the green landscapes. All the animals had run away, but they were still peeking and peering out of their hideouts. The rabbit, however, despite wanting to flee, and he was petrified of this tiger, he stood his ground, but he was ready to run if need be. The tiger put his foot down and he roared viciously. He wanted everybody to hear this message. This is my domain. I am the strongest in the landscapes. I am the strongest and nobody can defeat me. You must all move. Move away. I don't want to see you." Now this message came as a shock because the animals, they had made their homes here. They had burrows, they had babies, they had families. But the tiger insisted that they leave here. "If you don't leave," he growled angrily, "I will make sure you are all killed. Your homes are destroyed. You need to eradicate yourselves." He wanted them to leave. He turned around and he gave one mighty roar and said he would be back tomorrow to make sure all the animals had obeyed him and left the vicinity. The hare was distraught. He had lived here for so many years with his family and their families and all the families. He refused to be bullied by this tiger, so he thought of a plan. But he knew that he could not complete this plan by himself. And he wondered who might help him. Just as that thought popped into his mind, he saw some sand being pushed out from the ground. The mole came up. Now he may be half blind or almost blind, but his hearing is impeccable. He had heard the tiger. So, the rabbit devised a plan in his mind, and he bravely hopped to the mole, and he confronted the mole, asking for his help. The mole naturally was not happy. He did not want to be involved with the rabbit's plan. He was hesitant because he lived a quiet, peaceful life underground. Nobody disturbed him, and nobody practically knew of his existence. He was worried that if he helped the rabbit, that the tiger would notice him and the tiger would be angry with him. But once the rabbit had finally discussed his plan with the mole, it made sense. The rabbit was very good at digging holes. He could burrow his way underground, but nobody was better equipped to dig large holes at a fast pace than the mole. So the rabbit had convinced the mole to help him, and they spent the whole night carrying out the rabbit's plan. They had planned to dig a large hole under the ground, the rabbit, the mole, and eventually cover it with some leaves and sticks and branches, so the tiger would not know that the hole was there. They were exhausted, and they had worked from sundown to sun up, and as the first rays of the sun broke through the horizon and the beautiful light reached out across the darkened landscapes, they heard him. They heard the tiger walking arrogantly and growling, asserting his dominance. But as the tiger reached the grassy landscapes, all the animals ran away and hid. They were aware of the plan, but they did not want to be involved, silently hoping that it worked. As the tiger approached the rabbit's den, and he let out a mighty roar, "Have you left the vicinity?" The tiger found himself falling into the hole the clever rabbit and the mole had dug. It was quite deep, and he struggled. There was nothing to hold on. He couldn't claw his way out of the hole. "Help me!" he roared. But the rabbit inched his way closer, and he told this very arrogant tiger, "We will not help you. You were mean to us and wanted to chase us away. So now this is where you will stay for the rest of your life." The tiger begged and he pleaded, and he promised he would change. He promised he would be nicer to the animals. Finally, the animals all came together and agreed that they trusted the tiger would keep his word, because they hoped that the tiger had learned a valuable lesson. and they all dropped down big branches, and so the tiger managed to climb out of the hole, and he went back into the mountains, never to disturb the animals again. The tiger learned a very valuable lesson that day. If you are mean to others, they will be mean in return. The moral is, if you do something bad, one day that bad thing will come back. It is like a cycle. If you are bad, bad things will happen to you. I enjoyed telling you the story. I hope you listened carefully. Let us read our questions, and then you can take some time and answer them. Oh, don't look at the answers. Question number 1. Why did the tiger think he could scare away the smaller animals? Question 2. Do you think the rabbit made the right decision to trap the tiger? Why? Number 3. How did the rabbit decide to trap the tiger? Number 4. Why did the mole hesitate to help the rabbit? And why did he do it in the end? Last question, number 5. What is the moral of this interesting tale? Now please take a few minutes, press pause on my video, write down the answers or even say them out loud, and then you press play when you are ready and compare your answers to mine. Kindly press pause on the video now. If you have pressed play, welcome back. Let's see how well you listened. I hope you will get 5 out of 5. Number 1. Why did the tiger think he was scary? The tiger thought he could scare away the younger animals because he was bigger and stronger. Number 2. Do you think the rabbit made the right choice by trapping the tiger? So you could say yes or you could say no. These are 2 possible answers. No, I don't agree the rabbit made the right choice or decision because he should have tried talking to the tiger first. Or yes, I think the tiger was a bully and the rabbit did the best he could. So as you can see, there are 2 possible answers. This in English is called ambivalence, or I am ambivalent. It means you are of 2 minds. You don't know if it is yes or if it is no because in your mind, they are both correct. So you can start off by saying, I am ambivalent. I'm of 2 minds. Yes, I think the tiger was a bully. Or no, I think the rabbit should have spoken to the tiger first and tried to be reasonable. Question number 4. Why did the mole not want to help? Why did he hesitate? The mole did not want to be on the tiger's radar. He lived a quiet life and he was worried that the tiger would be angry with him. So a radar, beep, 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 the boats use them, right? And the radar can detect if there are other boats on the water. So the mole wanted to stay off the tiger's radar. He wanted to be invisible. And the moral of our story, we should not do something bad to other people or treat them badly because it will come back to us in the future. I agree with that 100%, and I hope you agree with me by saying I had a wonderful time teaching you. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please stay tuned. There are so many more videos where you can learn to improve your English writing and speaking abilities. I will see you soon. Goodbye. Thank you.